Namaste, welcome everyone to Satsang today. And welcome also those who are joining us via broadcasting from different parts of the world in order to have Satsang in real time with us here in Rishikesh. So, big welcome. Is there some scratchiness is here? I don't know. Okay. You can.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to stay here. Can be the perceiver be perceived? After this question, a big pressure inside the chest arise and heart beating, really strong heart beating. I know this pressure and this heart beating before, but after the question it gets really strong.
Okay. So this question was introduced to you. I call it a question of questions, really, because normally we are perceiving what we call the sensation of life through the senses, through the mind, through our own projections, wishful thinking, desire, attachment. These are the motivating factors, the forces that somehow act upon the things we see, and then we receive the impressions based upon our conditioning, and so on. So, in simple terms, the world is only as you have perceived it, the world according to you. Each one has a different view because we are coming from different backgrounds, different filters, and so on. So, if you put 10 people together in a room, even say an empty room, and leave them for half an hour and tell them just to be here, to observe and everything, and then we will talk later. When we come back, they will each give a unique experience of what they perceive, how they felt, and all of these things. The room is just a room. It is only whatever it is. But through the interpreting mind, it will be experienced in different ways. For someone, they will say, nothing is happening here. It's a very dull and boring thing to sit in half an hour in an empty room. But for another, they can say, this is the first time in years that I've been able to contemplate in such peace. Another one who's saying that I'm disturbed by the others being present. Another one will say, I'm encouraged by this sitting together and doing so. Everyone will take something, which will be the right report. So it is very interpretive, very subjective. And we give also the example, if you say that we go to a cricket match or a football match, the match is only whatever it is. But if there's 100 reporters reporting the game, they will each report in a unique way. And each group that's listening to that particular reporter will be experiencing through their perception, through their take on things. So it's impossible to have a view that is shared by everybody. Where I'm going with this is that the world is only as you have perceived it now. When I gave the example of saying to someone who's looking out through those eyes, and this man answered, conditioning is looking out from these eyes. And I was very pleased with this answer. Then I asked him, but what knows this? What perceives that conditioning is also a very strong part of what is perceived. And then somehow he allowed himself to be that space behind. And he said, I have no words for that. Similarly, everything that you see, all that you perceive or sense through the senses or the mind, is what reports to your consciousness, including its own conditioning acts upon the way in which you experience these things. Then I ask you, that which is perceiving, and it perceives, its power to perceive is so subtle that even some sensations which have no name, we have no name because they're so subtle, still they are perceived. So this field, this consciousness, if you want to say, is so sensitive that everything is seen in it. It is being presented here as the seer of all objects. Now the question comes, the seer perceiver, in whose light and in whose presence everything is known or perceived, including past, present, future, identity, attachments, desire, fear, all the sensations are perceived. This perceiver, can it also be perceived? Is this perceiving place also have some characteristics? Like everything that you can perceive, you can describe. It's this big, it's about this size, it weighs this much, it has this color, it has some quality that you can speak about. That which is perceiving all these qualities, all these things, can it itself be perceived? And if it can, by whom? This was the question. At this point, we left satsang yesterday, and I asked you, please ponder over these things, and you may give some feedback today. What have you found? Today you've come and you say, as I ponder these questions, I can see that my heart is beating very strongly, and what else happened?
Strong pressure in the chest.
Strong pressure is in the chest. They are also perceived, no? But the attention goes there. The attention says, this is no ordinary perceiving. This could end in death. So it goes there and says, oh, heart is pounding very strong. Oh, I wonder if I'm getting a heart attack. Maybe this question is going to give me a heart attack. Pressure in the chest. So, call off the inquiry. What is causing this to happen? What is causing this reaction? And quickly it is believed. And so somehow you abort this investigation. You left it because a reading came up and fear came. And say, if you leave it like that, then perhaps the next attempt, you'll be very careful. And the first signs you see of palpitations, I can't go any further than this, Muji. Because if I carry on, I might die. So what to do? I also remember in my own life, at a certain stage, I'd come to a sense of limitations, no? But this questioning was inside me, and it wanted answers, it wanted to move through this sense of a boundary. And then somehow a feeling came that if I went further than this, I would turn into Quasimodo. Now, Quasimodo is not even in my culture. I saw this black and white movie many, many, many years ago. And and somehow this image came, and it was like, if you go further, you're going to be paralyzed and you're going to be hobbling on the street in Brixton. I thought, oh, very strong. And then I looked at it and I thought, no, it cannot be. What is so afraid? Either I must turn back, leave everything, and be a nice boy, Don't ask questions that you shouldn't ask. But something pushed through. I felt, no, this is part of the energy who's playing inside his body. He's pushing against this wall. And I opened up somehow, feeling, no, okay, I take the risk. I'll be Mr. Muji Quasimodo. And fell away. Many people in satsang, they are going to a doctor, I think 1 year, 2 years ago, there were doctors in Rishikesh having many visits from Sangha. They think they're going to die. And nothing can be found. It's not that kind of death. It is the dying of the egoic grip. It is being presented in the mind, you're going to die. Don't panic. Keep observing. If you panic, then you see, okay, so this is another thing you hold to be so precious that maybe you will die. A very strong thing. Probably most will back off and say, okay, won't go there. But you think about what you're asking. You're simply finding out that which is perceiving already a fact. Can it be seen? Can it be recognized as an entity? Because if it can be recognized as an entity, then what is recognizing it must be even more subtle than it. And that will have to be experienced, not just a kind of intellectual, mental debate and say, okay, I figured it out. Not I think, not this is my opinion, but what is seen here. So I wonder who has gone beyond this thing. Because what happened then? You say palpitations increase. Why? Could it be to put you off the scent? Is there some power that is saying, don't go there. Don't go there. You're only a little person. Why are you interfering with big things? This is not for you. How did such a question come to you? Nobody's asking this question anywhere in the world. Nobody's asking this question. Are you permitted to ask? And then this reaction is coming. Maybe it's a psychological reaction. It's coming like all the fears. Maybe this question is going to destroy the questioner. So where we go from here then? I know something inside you want to find this. I've never seen anybody in satsang hold up a sock before. You had green socks here to catch my attention because I want to find this answer. So I saw the green socks. I thought, okay, you come. We're back to what now? Could it be that you're just not supposed to ask this question? And that is why fear comes. What's happening now? Tightening of chest. Is that here now?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Is the chest feeling also pressure now?
No.
No. Okay. Heart beating, of course, has to be beating, no? But is it wanting to jump out of your chest, the heart?
No, not anymore.
Okay. So let's come back to that place. Behind you is conquered ground. We don't have to go back now. You're at this point. That which is perceiving. Is there a perceiver? Is there a tangible perceiver who is looking through these eyes and with the senses in this body and observing the play of the universe in all of its variety? Can it be recognized? Is there is there an objective phenomenal seer here? Then this question will not be satisfied merely with a mental answer. It must come to a revelation, some deep insight, the question, who am I, must end here. This is not to be an eternal question. It must bring to some point. You have walked with this question for a while, now it's brought you to this point. Now, who are you now? The perceiver cannot be outside of you. I know it might seem for some people, I don't get this. That's okay for the moment. Let me just be concerned with those who are somehow right there. Whatever sensations are coming now, they are still appearing in that a kind of intelligent space or something. Could that be the perceiver? Is it outside of you, apart from you? Is there a you who see that? Maybe chest has been beating or the heart is beating. Fear is coming because this is the most important thing you're about to find out. Maybe it's excitement and not fear. Maybe both. What are we expecting? Trumpets? Heavenly choir? That would also be perceived. To what is this perceiving reporting? Can it be other than your own self? Not your person. Person also perceived. What's happening now? What happened?
This different kind of sensation.
Yes.
Is perceiving.
Also perceived. Subtle perceptions, subtle sensations are also perceived. You are not to follow anything. They are simply showing up. And just like sometime you see a little beam of sun, and in that little beam, lots of dust particles are seen. But the beam is not involved with them. So subtle particles, sensations are appearing. But I have not asked you to report about them. You know they're only coming and going. They're just particles, tiny particles from the universal consciousness floating. They are perceived. That which is perceiving, is it different from you? Who are you here?
No.
So if it's not different from you, this you cannot be the same one who was feeling fear and anxiety. Because fear and anxiety also perceived.
Yes.
Yes. Don't try so much to give answer in the classical sense. Don't give me just a concept answer. Use the question. What is happening to you? If you say, this is myself, I am perceiving all of this, can you describe yourself? What shape do you have? What name? How old are you? Is it hard to follow my voice? It's only like a mirror, you see. What is seen in this mirror? So everything you have left now. Meditation, also, the act of meditation also is perceived. Any desire is, and the desire and the object of desire also will be perceived. You have been totally undressed of phenomenality. Who are you? Are we making this up? Are we imagining this? Is there tension here? A lot of tension? Tension also perceived, not tension. A lot of attention. Attention also perceived. So, maybe you go back to sit down a bit and still be with this. Be with this then. Marinate in this question. Another song is coming up. Wait. Huh?
Thank you.
Yes. Is this a back down? Is that a backing away? Is it that you've come to a point, you're stuck? What does he want from me? I can't. You stuck? You who stuck is what? What is happening? What is there? Is it like putting two mirrors in front of each other and there's unending reflections? Who sees those reflections? So sometimes there's a little bit of sense of frustration because we feel, I didn't get the answer. The answer is going to cancel you out. Meaning cancel out your locality. You're localizing as consciousness as a person. You'll be in your true space. Someone asked, what stops me from realizing the self? I say, your strong belief that you're a person. Your strong belief that you're just a person.
Hello, Muji. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have to report, when you asked this question yesterday, strong pain came in me, and and fear, and lots of sadness, and I know what it's about, because my father is very sick, so he will die soon. And when you asked this question, I was in this grief, and I felt, okay, I have to admit that I have some doubts, because I felt that the love for my father is true. I could feel that it's true love, and that it's beyond any doubt that it's true love. And then, okay, I'm sorry, I have to report also some doubts, and because I'm following your pointings since a year, and then in this light of this feeling of this love to my father, I had to admit that I'm not sure beyond any doubt if I'm just the perceiver who perceives everything. I was just not sure.
But your sureness is also only phenomenal. You say your sureness in the light of the question and what your answering is coming from would only be another sensation. You say, yes, well, I'm not sure or sure. But the one who is sure or not sure, this one is not reliable also. He's also showing up into the broader consciousness. Have I gone too far by speaking like this? We are together. This thing, you see also, look at what is happening now. You are being given an exercise to focus, to find something, to look, to discover. I have not tell you what you're going to find. Okay? But as soon as your attention is turned towards this discovery, you start, sadness comes, your father comes. Things really is not the question. But these things come maybe because these things keep you as a person. These sensations are, bringing up this feeling and yes, father is sick, you say, maybe about to leave the body, concern is there for this. Does it mean then self-inquiry is not a good time for self-inquiry at this stage?
Okay, I just wanted to be honest.
Yes.
So, because I rather be honest in myself than to just play this mature spiritual.
Listen, no one, I don't know where you got this idea from. Nobody is asked to or expected to. You'll be wasting my time. To be playing some spiritual game. I am not here for that. I'm not interested. I'll go home. I'll watch TV. It will be much more interesting than being with you being on a trip. So I don't know where this comes from, that maybe I don't want to play this. I'm not here to play anything, actually. I've seen enough of it. So I would like to see if there's anyone who sees the potency, the profundity of this question, and see that it relates to the very depth of their being. This is why it's such a question. I'm not telling you, let's go party, let's go pretend, we're Peter Pan or something. No, I'm asking you, can you look? And can you see? What's it got to do with pretending anything? If your answer is a pretentious one, it gives itself away, because you will not get away with it. The power will not be with you.
Okay, what I'm afraid of is losing just losing love. So in a way, I feel love at the moment, and I'm afraid, if I'm just honest, that if I dissolve into this space of nothingness, that I lose this love, and that I'm just nothing and no longer love.
So that's very different from what I found.
Yeah, I'm just telling about my fear.
Yeah, it won't happen like that. Not with this guidance. If I was here trying to get you to be nothing, like the mind, you're talking about the nothing that comes from your mind. You just dissolve. You're just some little particle drifting in the universe now, who once had a life on earth. And but the particle doesn't have a father anymore, and nothing at all. Could that be what is being expressed? All the masters who have awakened to the self They were not some dried up human being, funless. They showed a way that broke this kind of accusing mind, this fearful mind. There had to be beings like this, otherwise people would say, yeah, but I don't want to become nothing. Well, you are already nothing, actually, in the true sense, and yet this nothingness is appearing as something, and this is fine. But when you have experienced this, not just as a thought, but you see, because if you have been practicing any form of spirituality, you are not becoming more and more like a person. You're becoming less and less like a person, isn't it? You've done something. You're coming more into a space of more an internal way of looking at life. The more peace, there's more joy, there's not so much panic. Where is it going? Where is it going? So some fear comes here. What you're speaking is that some fear has come, and the fear has come up, existential fear. That, maybe if I discover this, I will just vanish. But you will not vanish in that way. Your body will still be here, your intelligence will still be here, your senses will still be here, but your ego will not be here. Your ego, actually, to be honest, that too might stay here for a little bit and slowly get drained off. Only in very rare beings, in such an insight moment, does the ego vanish completely. What happens is that something has crossed over, but still it's like the snake, his head is in the garden, but his tail is still in the room. For a while it's going to be like that until you find the trust and the conviction, because maybe we are still protecting certain aspects, certain fragments of the ego that you have not yet ready to leave. But you have the understanding, but still you have certain traits, certain characteristics that you're still invested something in. So it keeps a duality in you, because you feel that this duality is something important. But what I'm speaking about is that you come to the total seeing, and somehow you're still in the field of duality in your dynamic existence. You can still have a relationship and you talk with people and so on, outwardly, but it's not taken with so much passion. Your spontaneous life is not given so much integrity, because after all, it's mostly imagined. The way you look at things, you will see with a clearer eyes, in fact. And all your spiritual training is just whetting your appetite, giving you a sense to develop at least the courage, the trust to let go of your ego idea and to come more deeply into your true nature. So it just takes another form. In your case, in one case, it took the form of, there's a pressure, I'm going to die. I said, you're not going to die. Not right now. Not in this way. You could. It's highly unlikely. Okay? It's really some reactions is coming from the psychological mind to kind of put you off, to sabotage the opportunity of real seeing. So it comes up, it presents images start to come of maybe an old romance you had start to look really bright and beautiful. Oh, maybe I should get in touch with Sheila again. Oh, yeah. At the verge of the greatest discovery, you're thinking, yeah, I wonder what she's doing. I wonder if she's married. Maybe I get in touch with her. And you're gone. How many times we've done it? Hundreds of times. You see? Why? Why is it that it's said we are all this, and yet so few awake to it? It seems as though there is some power in us that is working to just keep your attention on the earth. You see? You never take flight. An ostrich is also called a bird. They can't fly. It's got wings. When trouble comes, you just stick your head in the sand. That's it. Can't fly. It's called bird, can't fly. Don't be a spiritual ostrich. Always when things come, only toop, 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 toop. You're not getting anywhere. Flying means recede into the heart and look from the heart. Because when you look from ostrich, all you see is fear, sadness. Why is it, as you look from this invitation, why sadness come? You are on the verge of discovering the greatest joy. Sadness come. Sad story come. Grief come. Who is sending these actors on the stage? Who is the director of them? And something goes, to be honest. This thing which says to be honest is ego. It has never been honest. It said, I have to be honest. It's not coming from the mind. It is not. It's very dishonest. It has stopped you many times from opening up further because it comes with fear. It says, if you go any further, something bad is going to happen. Maybe he's tricking you. You're sitting there looking all very nice and holy, but he's really tricking you. Stay here. You have things to... It's happening all the time. I'm not speaking anything new. And I know it from experience because fears did come up for myself. And from time to time, fears may come, but you have the power to dissolve them or to look at them and to use them to understand really what's going on in the mechanism of your mind and identity.
Yes, I can feel that there's something which is completely neutral about all this.
Yes.
Like neutral about everything, about you, about me, about the people in the room, actually everything. So it's just, there's neutrality beyond all that.
And yet inside this neutrality can come the full dance of life. It doesn't have an attitude. It doesn't have an attitude to be neutral. It doesn't say, look, I'm in this room, but I'm neutral. No, it's just neutrality. And from this neutrality, love arises with much clearer eyes. It's not, emotions also come. True emotions, not twisted by egoic saturation or something. But I don't really want to convince you of this. You must have seen some of it yourself. How far have you come? Whereas your spirituality or your spiritual disciplines, what have they shown you? You must have shown you something. Then you must either reject these things or begin to accept that, wait, I believe in the evidence of them I've experienced. Otherwise, the mind will always have a trick for you. It will come, some fear. And we will try to preserve this fear. The fear will sound very real in that moment.
I mean, what is evident is very subtle. It is just there. And it's, a longing to be just me, and please, not more. This.
But this me that you're longing to be, do you have a sense of what that is? Is it already designed in your mind? Like, if I'm really me, I will have no fear, I have no feeling about anything, and nothing will be able to touch me. Then be careful. Don't design. Discover. Because people have gone before and done that. They have a sense, or they've received some image, based upon someone else's idea about realization, and they're looking to see, well, I hope that image is what I see. Or so if I don't see that, it means it's wrong. So there's lots of things like that.
Yes, I can feel that.
Yeah. So that's also to do with a little mistrust, a little fear, you know, and the need to kind of control to make sure you know where your foot is being stepping on, you know. It's still, some fear is there. And the fear is not your friend. There's a fear which is natural to life. If you are putting your hand out and it feels very, very hot and you do this, you know, that is a natural response. But the fear which has a psychological sense to it is really bringing you back into the sense of person, where you feel vulnerable. It's the person side that feels vulnerable. You see?
Okay, I can confirm that this fear feels limiting. So it feels
Yes.
just making me more like a child, you know,
Yes.
not so much.
Yes. And again, it's not even to judge it so, it's just to detect and to say, okay, that is also perceived. And put more energy on trying to discover what the perceiver is. Just to be there, not using too much your head, but be more, put your feelers out, feel and be. What is this perceiver perceiving sense? Is it an object, you know? You see? And don't invent objects. Just see, feel your way. Just like if you were swimming in the night. Feel your way. Feel your way. You see? Otherwise, the habit is to keep looking at what's around you and to go, oh no, I don't like that, oh, that I like, and so on, which keeps externalizing your attention, and then the ability to stay inside becomes very weak. Like we always seem to need some outer stimulus to engage the attention, and that is very, very unstable. But as you begin to see from the deeper place within yourself, these fears are being cancelled, they are nullifying, you see. And a natural confidence replaced the fear. A natural sense of trust is growing in you. Like, it's okay, it's not a trap. And then you begin to see that the psychological identity has been living in many traps and many tricks. And they begin to get exposed also. Through your own introspection, like that.
Yeah, can I ask a question about this? Maybe it's my attachment, but I feel, or I want to know, will I meet the people that I love in this life again? So will the soul just merge into one unity, or will we...
If that desire is in you strongly, it will bear fruit. If that desire is in you strongly, it will bear fruit, and it will also keep that aspect and potential of yourself to be personal enough to perceive them. Also, some of that will be there. Mm-hmm. You see? Why not pray that they reach their highest potential rather than to keep their shape just because you miss them and you want to see them in that shape?
No, not about the shape. Just...
But that's how you know them. You know, maybe in a more subtle way, you know, you may perceive a vibration of them without seeing the form of them, and you'll sense that, okay, this is my auntie or something like this. Your consciousness wants that relationship, and you will experience it in that way.
Yes. So for me, my question for years was always that I want to truly love. And following you, I just searched for the perceiving space in me. And yes, I can confirm what happens is that my concepts of love are all destroyed. In a way, love comes to me, but always completely different than I expected it. So it's...
Your love becomes much, your capacity become much broader, much more open. And it can still have its very unique portrait, its unique self-portrait, but it will be also much more wide also, which means it's much more free. I mean, I'm not talking about free love, I'm talking about free as love. Open, broad, not clan-like. I just love my friends, don't have love for others. This love does not have those borders so strongly, but it knows the difference between the love that you express with your mother or your father, friends, and so on. It adopts those postures naturally, spontaneously, without any help from any human agency.
Yes, and I can actually feel that there's just fear stopping me from just completely opening up and to this space.
You needn't go that way, because if you have a strong desire, I want to be open, I want to be loved, and so on, you may find that there's a contrary action or reaction to keep you this narrow. But if you look with the way that I'm talking, just looking, not with any desire, just looking, you see, and you find that you're just discovering, then you'll find all the things you're looking for will automatically show themselves in that.
Okay, now some tricky doubt comes. But maybe this is just, to keep me in this spiritual illusion, blah, 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 blah.
Who wants to do that? Who will benefit from that?
Yeah, I can feel it comes from here. So.
I mean, who will benefit from you being in a spiritual illusion except Beelzebub? Who is interested, unless someone has really want to manipulate you and you're paying their rent and you're paying everything and they have no investment to set you free because, you're good for paying the rent. Just give you little drops, enough just to keep you feeling excited that you're on the right path. Who does this type of thing? There may be. This is why you're asked to look with your own eyes and feel with your own hearts. I've not asked you to believe this, and this. I ask you to look. Because what you merely believe in your mind, it will not necessarily stay with you, and under great pressure it will collapse. But what you have experienced in your heart will stay with you.
Yeah, and I can confirm from my life that it's not cheap. It's not expected, it's not planned, but it's not cheap. It's real.
Yes. I am only here for those who really sense the opportunity and want to make use of it. Because sometimes people come also just because they're carrying an old pain and they come with that pain and they just want some comfort. But that drains my energy and I don't have so much of that type of energy. I prefer to use that energy to be free. Use my energy to be free. Just to seek solace or some comfort. It's not enough, because you will get a sense of, thank you, I feel so much better now, but only for a while. I've experienced so much of that, where we just want to just have a nice feeling for a while, and you're feeling a bit low, you're missing someone, or you felt rejection, and you just want some comfort and so on. And my energy has been depleted because of that. Because I see you feeling that, and I have a natural feeling to come, but then I see it's only this, and then it wears off. You get a little space, and then you look for another thing to fill it up again. But the true one is using the energy and the pointing to find freedom. This is what I'm here. To come to find freedom. And not to be, sort of like a professional seeker, a long-time seeker. But to use the simple pointing and to confirm with me, we can walk together on this, but your experience will be your own.
Yes, I'm here for this, so I want the truth that stays. Also, if you and everybody else is no longer there.
Will you be there?
Yes.
You who say you and everybody else won't be there, you also must not be there. I wonder if you understand. The one who feels, well, I want to find the truth, but I don't want you to be in it, and nobody else, just me, will not find the truth.
Okay, you can also take me.
I don't know. Okay, thank you for this. Okay. Who is it? Is it you? Yeah. Who come to the microphone?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that what I'm feeling right now is a reaction to a long time of longing to be close and to see you into your eyes. But each time when that longing comes up, there is so much person speaking, and it says, you just want to get attention, you just want it again, and it's just all about this attention. But that's not the truth. So over the last couple of months, I've been feeling into this feeling, and it's true, it's there, it's nervousness, but when I allow it to be, or when I'm home and I allow this feeling to be with me, and I say, yes, I would love to be in the space with Muji, but not if it's for attention. It's only about true love, because when I'm in my own space with you at home or anywhere, and I allow myself to let those feelings drop from the person more.
What if you didn't have time to let them drop? What if you didn't have the time to go home, to sit nicely, to light your candles, to sit on the right cushion? You suppose you did not have time. I gave example, I like this example because I said, suppose we are all sitting here now, but we are on the 50th floor, and somebody shouts, fire! You go to the window, and everything from the ground up is on fire, and it's climbing up to this room. And there's only one lift, only one elevator, or what they call it, and it can only take one person at a time. And it's a squeaky old one. And what if it would only open its door to you if you will not engage with your mind? And everybody wants to get out, and it's your turn. Will you make it out? Thoughts are coming, listen, you're gonna die, but you have to go in that lift empty, to not engage with that. What it means empty, not that the thought doesn't come, but it doesn't get engaged with. And then you can go in, and then you're going down, and everybody's behind waiting. Will you make it out? This is why I say I like when you don't have time. You have the sense, I don't have time. I have to somehow find this. And yet it's not just panic. It's really using what you have.
So if I use what I have, is my attention go into this, just go.
Suppose the attention goes out and is outside in the field of noise. Shh. Are you not able to observe your attention? Is there a way in which you can just be switched off in the waking state? That you're only looking and sensing, but not invested in everything that you see? Mm-hmm. It is so simple. It is happening already. It is there. It's not a skill you're going to develop. It is there. But the attention goes to the whole regime of thinking, the whole identity. And then you're living as though you are this identity. You see, that is what is happening. And I ask you to see that and to pay attention to what perceives that. And instantly you have corrected, you're back in your true place. And in your true place, or truer place, the noise become just sound, not noise. Your field of isness is right here. It is not hemorrhaging energy all over the place. You're not like a leaking bucket, but more just you're here. Your sense, I'm just here. And get used to being quiet. Get used to being empty. At a certain point, whatever your mind has to say to you, it will not have any power for you. It will have nothing to offer, nothing to blackmail you with. Okay. Good. Thank you. I need some firepower. Who is it? Is it you? Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
It seems like a theme today, so...
It feels like a theme?
Yeah.
You just be yourself. You speak from only yourself.
Okay, so without going into story, 2 months ago in a workshop, something was revealed to me about my past. And it shattered everything I know about myself. This being, who he came from, who he was. And I'm now at this space where I feel very lost and untrusting. And it's brought me here.
Yes.
And there's a sense of paralysis in my being.
Yes.
In my breath.
Yes. Let's suppose you found out your parents are not your parents. Let's suppose you found somebody. All the people who've been going saying, Mom, hi, turn out to be not your parents. They found you in a shoebox on the corner of some road somewhere long ago and just took you. Suppose it was like this. No? And then you grow up with a great sense that, you're, from this place, this is your identity, and then suddenly you find out it's not like that. And then somehow you realize, but like, everything I thought about who I am not. Is that true? Is it true?
It certainly feels true.
Yeah. Because, but you're still the one who is experiencing. Some things have to be, you will adjust to them. But put it this way, that life has put you in this situation for your great seeing. Everybody, eh? And maybe you have an extra great opportunity to really see into this life and to see into your heart what really is true. That truth is not merely about how the supposed facts fall into place. That is to do with your earth body, your earth mind, who you've been brought up to believe. And actually, you have been many people growing up. You've tried many things, tried out many things, and find, no, that's not quite, no, and then you move on. You have been many, irrespective of who your parents were. You're still somehow moved because the seed is inside. You see? And all the genetic information is in that seed. But how the seed will grow is not in the seed. Suppose you take one mango seed, you put it into the ground. The genetic information of that mango seed is in the seed. But where it is put, and how much wind there is, whether it's dry or wet, these are factors that's going to contribute further to its destiny also. It's combined with other elements, other streams, other contributors will contribute to the way in which it will grow. And the total thing, if it is understood that it is the movement, the gesture of the Supreme Being, then you may see it differently. You may see it differently. But in our earth mind, we feel cheated. Why didn't I know this before? Like it would make a huge difference. Maybe it would make a huge difference for a little bit, but after not such huge difference, we don't know. The rest is just what the sense of maybe being betrayed, of something being held back. But many things are held back from you in life. Many things you don't know. Be smart, be wise. Be grateful for your life. You're still alive. Maybe if you had gone with another idea, you probably would not be here. You probably be worse off. We don't know. We're talking the field of probabilities, but you're here now. And it brought you, you say, to a place like this, to really go into what is true beyond the facade of human life. Is there something more real, you see? Then you can find out. You have a lot of space to look and to see, well, I can't trust in that actually. I've tried that. That is not as absolute as we like to think it is. You see? Now I'm born again. I'm refreshed, renewed. Now I know I will not be trapped by that.
There was some concept, I guess, in my mind that my spiritual growth would be about expansion and trusting more and loving more, and it feels like there's been this regression. I'm less trusting in this moment and more fearful. And
you can be less trusting of phenomenal life,
external.
You see, of the external life, which is you're not far off what is true. You understand? Mm-hmm. And now perhaps more true space will turn towards finding your inner life, the true life. Because outwardly, everybody's taking different readings anyway. You cannot be sure if the reading you take is true. I don't even think it can be true.
No.
What is truth? You see, it is only according to your concepts. So I would see that perhaps you are at an advantage. It could be that you are at an advantage also. Whatever your life has been, whatever brought you here, you can be grateful for it. You can also not be grateful for it. But if you're grateful for it, your life from here on will be much wiser, much more open, more truthful.
And so I understand that my journey of life has brought me here, and for that I'm grateful. And that you are some reference point, I hope. And yet I feel stuck.
Yeah.
Like for the last couple of months, stuck
Yes.
in this same state of being.
Yes, maybe something is, I can understand this stuckness a little bit, but it's only a sensation. It is not a truth. It is only a sensation. And you are aware of that sense of stuckness. You cannot be always stuck. Sometimes you forget about it and you're flowing. But when you remember it, you maybe feel stuck. You feel something feels like it's been an intense shock to some part of your being. And but it need not be continued in that, to have that type of impact for you.
This I understand. So how to move away from this?
Begin to pay attention to what truly is here. Beyond our genetic experiences. That true seeing place, that is your most stable place. Because it's not a place of opinions. It's not even a place of beliefs. It is the place of truth. And it is, in fact, it alone truly is. Everything is relatively like this for the time being. Everything that you see on this side of your eyes is a sea of flux. It's always changing, always changeful. And even behind the eyes, in the realm of thought and feeling, memory, sensations, and so on, fantasies and imagination, that is also equally unstable. But there is another space, the space of being, which is beyond inside and outside. It is really what makes you feel that you are alive. It is not an opinion. It is not a set of beliefs. It's much more subtle than this. It is the one thread, the singular common thread, through which all the varied beads that make up the human culture are strung on them. When you know this, everything, all the relative play, it will not overwhelm you. Nothing will overwhelm you.
So stay with the feeling inside.
Well, it depends what feeling is inside, because the truth is beyond just feeling also. Even a feelingless feeling. And yet you may say, but oh my God, how can I experience it? I can only help you to find and be it, to recognize, but I am it. Even to say to be it is not an act I can do. I can only discover that I am that already, and that which I thought I was, I am not. And that will fall away. What you are, you cannot become. You can only cease becoming what you are not.
So this is like a shedding of some layer that's...
We are doing it all the time, consciously and unconsciously. Life compels us to change, to grow. But
Yes.
the more open you are, the more introspective you are, those processes will be passed through much more quickly and less painfully. You see, I listen to you, I understand a sense of what you're speaking,
Yeah.
but I can't feel sorry for you.
And
No, I'm not saying you're looking for that. I'm saying my attitude to you is one that, wow, maybe it's you. Maybe you are the one.
Yeah,
Maybe you are the one.
my coming up to here wasn't to look for sympathy, it was to look for guidance.
Yes, I'm not saying you're looking for that. I'm just saying that maybe others might think, wow, I wouldn't like to be in that position, but I see that the life is so rich, but its richness is often overlooked. And this is another way in which its richness can be experienced. You see, one man, he said to me, Muji, you know, I don't know, I just feel that God is playing with me. God is playing around with me. I said, no, God is not playing with you. God is playing as you. He said, oh, I never look at it like that. Oh, that feels good. Change in perspective also help. When you realize that you're not as isolated as you think, and that we're in the sea of humanness, and yet something inside you calls at a certain point to go more deeply into the full truth of yourself. And the more you go, the greater it is. Your mind will put up a lot of fear and somehow send up signals that you're making a wrong move and you should not do this. And many listen to that fear and hardly move in some way. But others, they know this, that it's not true, this fear. And they open, and to whatever extent they open, to that extent they recover their truth. My advice would be to keep staying here and be open, and you have turned a new page, a new chapter in your existence. You've come into a very auspicious season now to leave behind the things which are just perishable and changeful, and to go more deeply into your true nature. And still we have to live in this world, and it can still be beautiful life also. Rich in many more ways than we thought. The life can be rich in many more ways than we sometimes think. The one who is smart, who is wise in the truth, is finding everything is a gift. The bitter and the sweet, they make use of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Mujiji, may I mark the beginning of this new chapter just with
Come on. Welcome. It's for you. Thank you. Very good, very good.
Hi, Moji.
Hi.
I love you very much. First of all, you're my Sadhguru. It's clear beyond of everything. And I found you just 1 year on YouTube. And I am here just to make such a small report what I'm feeling right now.
Okay.
Actually, it started before I was at home. I took 2 silent online retreats from you. And there was some crying, some deep feeling. But here, it was a life more deep and more clear for me. I realized even yesterday, that I came here with my pocket of this dead fish.
You came with dead fish?
With dead fish, I still keep them, but anyway, so I'm on half of way to go deeper, and I feel it very strong in my heart.
Yes.
I'm crying, I'm laughing, but something inside of me, like these dead fishes, they don't allow me go deeper. I can't say that it is too much afraid, because I think that I'm not afraid too much, maybe like normal, but I realize that you gave me liberation in my heart. I got from you that feeling of freedom inside of me, which was very important for me, because all my life, as a woman, as a mother, I felt like I am guilty everywhere, and I was like in a prison in my heart. Now I'm free from this prison, and it came during this year by online watching and listening you, because I have a chance to meet you here, and I would like to realize as much as I can, as deep as I can. That is my wishes.
Your wish is what?
To realize all your words,
Yes.
all your pointings, and to maybe to move deeper as much as it's possible
Yes.
for me right now.
Yes. I have the sense that what I'm speaking is so simple. So simple. You see? Because I was not really attracted to complex things. And many people, they don't have the attention span to go a lot of complex things. I find it's more natural, because I can't give it to you. You're already there. I can only help you to take away the things that seem to block you from seeing it. It is already your life. It is already there. It is complete. But we are not aware and not living in our completeness. And so I feel I only have good news for you. But there is a kind of conviction in many people that, yeah, but it's so hard, and I try, and I do this, and I do that. And yes. So I said, what seems to block us from the full realization of the truth is our persistent belief that we are persons, that we are just something personal. And all our problems seem to come with this personal flavor, that when we go into being a person, you're more vulnerable, you're more prone to insecurity and doubts and fears. And yet you're much more than that. The person is only like a garment that is worn by the formless for a while, and it plays through it. But we speak as though the person is our fact, whereas for me it is a fiction. And at a certain point, its influence becomes very weak as you begin to shine, to radiate in your heart's light. Your heart is the light of this world. You see, the psychological tendencies can seem to hide it. When we identify as a person, then the road to freedom seems long and strenuous. But as you follow the pointing that I'm making, and it is so simple that you can follow it in one session, you can get it. And apply immediately also. I don't give you a technique, go home and practice. I say right here as we are speaking, if you follow with your inner eye, you can see, but this is so simple, this is so simple. But our tendencies make it difficult. because something keeps, like a reflex, keep going back to the old standpoint of the person, keep looking from the posture of a person. And the person is a very erratic and easily confused state. So this is the only reason why there is difficulty. And that has to be burnt off. And you'll find that life gives life to life. Life takes care of life. When the person is put in the position to take care of life, it's a bit of a mess. Life, your being, there's a magicality of being. It doesn't even know it's magical, only in the beginning, because it knows what it's like to not be magical. You may have that sense. But it becomes a new way, a new dimension of existence, a new way of seeing. And it's not up there in the clouds, it's right here in your heart. How do you begin? How do you begin? Well, it's not difficult. First, you know that you are here. You cannot say you're not here. You know you're here. Then I may ask you, as what are you here? You're here if I am here. But sometimes when you say I'm here, it's only something personal, like, I, John, I'm here right now with Muji in Rishikesh. I said, is there a more subtle thing than that? Just your feeling of being? Just be the being and forget the story, forget the identity. Just stay with the sense of being. If you stay with the sense of being, your senses will still continue to function. You'll still be perceiving them. Nothing fundamentally will change, but the tendency to keep making a story, to create context for how you are, which is not necessary, that you can leave. But if I ask you only to pay attention to the sense of being, just be the being, okay? Then you can speak from here. Then you may say, yes, some thoughts are coming and they're saying like this. And I will tell you, but you're noticing these thoughts. You don't have to pick that up. You are fine as being. You are not in an incomplete state. You're not in a wanting state. You're simply as being. What can thoughts benefit you? So you can be aware of them, but don't enter them. Don't combine yourself with these thoughts. That's simple guidance. And so you stay only with the feeling of being. In the feeling of being, if somebody comes and says, oh, let's go to so and so and so, you may find yourself saying, no, I'm fine for now. You go, I'm just here. And you continue to marinate in yourself. You continue to acknowledge that there's a presence that is quite happy just to be. It's not looking for entertainment. It's not looking for a new sensation. It's not looking for the truth to be said in another way. It's simply here. When you're tired, rest. When you're hungry, eat. When you're thirsty, drink. When you feel to walk, walk. But the mind may say, but that's a very basic existence. Don't listen so much to your mind. Be in this a little bit and you'll see the rest is coming automatically. And your life has a greater sense of depth because it's right here with you. You don't keep sending yourself out into all these streams. You feel whatever is happening, it's reporting just to a sense of presence, which is quite content, quite balanced, quite harmonious, and naturally happy. What more? You say, oh, I don't feel any scriptures. Don't worry about scriptures. But I don't feel great bliss. Don't worry about bliss. Stay as you are. Your mind is saying these things. Just be as you are. Look to yourself and tell me if you can complain.
No,
You see, just like this, you move.
no complaint.
When you get up in the morning, you don't have to plan your day unless that's your job to do practical things, which you can do without being sucked into them. Have a little space, even if you're a busy person in life. largely, even though you're busy in life, your life is still spontaneous. It can still be spontaneous. You have a structure that you must function in within the structure, but you're a living being, so you bring the breath of spontaneity into your life. You don't do it by saying, I'm going to do it, but because you are it, it makes itself felt.
I agree with you absolutely. I agree with you because last year all this video, YouTube made some changes even in my working days every day.
Yes.
It's getting easy and not so hard for heart.
Yes.
Just like ordinary something. It's everything you tell, it's absolutely true.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be an astronaut. It's still same. You'll be spontaneous in space. You'll still be happy, content, looking at the earth from the moon. It doesn't matter what job you have to do. You can have 5 children screaming at your legs, and a new power will come. This body, no, has got some ailments are there. I've had different people say your organs are weak and things like this. I know what causes that. But a power is coming here that doesn't come from the earth. How I can sit for 8 hours without going to a bathroom and stuff like this power is here that overrides the limitations of my physical body. That power is in service to you also. Just don't say, I can only love so and so. Don't limit yourself. Just be here.
Can I go to your feet? Can you come to your feet?
Okay. Okay, you come for a minute. Today is moving very slowly. You know why it is like that? I'm a little bit bored.
So happy to meet you, Moji. Thank you. It's really simple. So simple, actually.
It's simple is good.
Thank you very much.
Simple. Yes.
I'm here with me always.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's amazing that in this simplicity, somebody may think, oh, this person, she's so knowledgeable. But you don't feel you know anything at all. It's amazing, see? Something comes from you appropriately to the needs of the moment. And it's so complete. You may have said only 2 words and somebody think, I had such a great conversation with her. You only said 2 words. And they say, we had the most interesting evening, the most blessed conversation. And you only says, uh-huh.
Thank you very much.
Is it?
I'm so happy.
Hi, Moji.
Hello.
Can you tell me which is the difference, if there is, of course, between watching and analyzing? Because sometimes I feel my way is more analyzing. I am afraid to put too much mind in this. Try to understand.
But isn't analyzing more mind? There's a time for both. There's a time where these streams will come at a different time. Sometimes you will feel to pray and say, please absorb my mind in you or something. Another time you feel sing bhajan. Another time it comes that, you are observing what is arising inside. but not creating any particular relationship with them, but keeping the energy back in just the observing. And then you see how important it is, how powerful it is to simply observe, but keep the attention largely in yourself, in the observing place, and not going with the streams of thought flow. You see, but there's no panic, there's looking. And it becomes more intense, more rich, more present, more peaceful in a very short time. You see? Yes. Analyzing is necessary sometime to look, and even inquiry also has an analytical aspect to it. You see? We look and say, but what is this? And you can go more deeply into that for a time, if that feels the natural path to take at that time. Mm-hmm. Don't be dedicated to any necessarily in this, especially if you're practicing an inquiry, of saying, oh, this is what suits me. No, just start with just being empty. Start at 0. Don't start at 1. Start at 0. Be empty of intention, even the intention to inquire. Simply just start with just a sense of presence and just be in that. And naturally your inquiry will come.
Yeah, I always want to know from where the feeling come from.
From where the feeling come.
But
you can do now. You can look and see now where any feeling, any thought come from. You can see right now. I can show. Because before a thought arises, did you know it was coming? Before a thought appears consciously to you, did you know about it was coming? You didn't know anything about it? You only notice it when it reached a certain space and say, oh yes, now this thought is coming.
Yeah.
Where did it come from? You can trace it back to the first point where you notice it. A simpler way is if you're going outside on a beautiful day like today, you lie down on a place on the ground and look in the sky, and maybe you see a blue sky, and then somehow by itself a little thing is noticed, and it kind of opens up and becomes a cloud. You keep watching it, and again it starts to thin away, and then after a while it's gone. Where did it come from? Where did it go? It again came from nowhere, out of nothing. It just appeared, and into nothing it disappeared.
I didn't catch.
Where the thought come from? You want to know, you want to say, I want to know where the thought come from.
No, where the feeling is from, conditioning and childhood and blah, blah. Or I can see ego, inner judge. For example, I have a dinner with friend. I think I'm 5 minutes with them and 2 hours thinking what I perceive from what they say or from what I say. I can see my inner judge, I can see my spiritual judge come later, I can see ego.
But if you analyze like that, then you keep all this kind of energy, of analytical energy in you, and when you meet beings, you're already full, you already have a tightness inside. Compared to one who is really empty, you don't come to the table with there's nothing, you come empty. And then anything that happens you see spontaneously, intuitively, you see it in the most gracious way, because you don't form judgments about anything, you don't want to know about anything, and yet everything is showing itself to you. It's a very different thing, you see. We undervalue that inner space, which is not cluttered with concepts. It's the most beautiful. The whole universe is arising out of that emptiness and dancing in it, and is of the nature of emptiness also. who will confirm what I'm speaking? You must be able to see. You see, you must be able to see. If you go to some place and you're in this analytical, what did they say and what did it mean? What did they mean by this and so on? You're just collecting noise. Because even the people, they may say something, just give away, and they don't even remember saying it. And you hold on to an impression of what they say and say, you know, when I saw you on Wednesday, we had a meal and you were saying this, and say, what? I can't remember anything. You were there? Taking it too much, too seriously. We say all kinds of things. Check in tomorrow, you can't even remember saying them or thinking them. It's all just clouds passing in this infinite expanse called consciousness. We're giving too much importance to the phenomenal world. We create concepts around things which don't have those inherent concepts in them. It's too much. And then that activity, it prevents you from really resting in your own silence, which we give so little value even to that. We think activity is some kind of virtue, and that silence means that you have nothing to contribute. And I'm not talking about being silent. Being silent is not silence. A true one could be here banging two empty pans together. But there's a silence about their presence. They cannot hide. Another one could be sitting like this and full of noise energetically. You see? We have to push you out sometime, you see. If you look at even the birds, you know, they lay some eggs way up in the tree, and they go every day, they go out, mother, father go out, bring worms for babies. See the babies in the nest. They eat. But at a certain time, mother, they start to open up and they're trying to do this, and one day, they go looking and the mother kicks them out. They're falling. They're gone. You have to get kicked out of yourself. Otherwise, too earthbound, you know? Or you're going to be doing these things because you simply want to be safe. And safety is a part of life, it's okay. But if it comes out of fear, then you're not breathing with the full lungs. Always holding something in. Thank you. Okay. I want someone to talk to me today. Who is it? I don't know. Is it you? Come then, talk to me then. Okay.
Namaste, Baba.
Namaste, my love.
Okay, I don't have a millisecond. Sincerely, I really don't. I've been on this path far too long.
Okay. I like that. I don't have even milliseconds, so then what happened then? Meaning nothing forward. There's nothing. There's no space in front now.
I don't have a choice in the matter. I just need some guidance how to proceed.
Guidance take time.
Okay. I can be flexible.
Huh? What doesn't take time? Good question. Guidance take time. Huh? Practicing and carrying out the guidance take time. What does not take time? Everything you think take time. Even time to be quiet take time. What doesn't take time? You have brought a big question. You have brought a very big thing. You say, I don't have even a microsecond, a millisecond. I don't have a millisecond. That's good. I want to meet this one. Don't have millisecond. I have nothing. I have nothing in my pocket. I have nothing to you. Everything now has come to this now. What is this then? Drop everything that is that and be only this. If you can follow.
Yes.
What takes no energy takes no time. What takes no time? Don't let your mind tell you, oh, this is some kind of trick, because everything takes time.
Baba,
Yeah.
the only thing that takes no time is myself, beyond all concepts.
Yes,
That's which I am.
yeah. Where is it?
Here, everywhere. Only that is, nothing else is, Baba.
Okay, so why you get up for then?
Because I wish to deepen in it. And that's where I'm asking for guidance. Because I spoke to you before in the past.
The one who wants, listen, the one who wants to deepen is going to take time. But does it have to deepen inside itself?
It's perfect.
It is perfect. What knows it is perfect?
Itself.
So what do you want to go with? The itself or the one who wants to deepen in it? Let's have a look for a moment, and I don't want to leave this at kind of words or something. I wonder if anyone can catch this. I wonder who can catch this one. Huh? No time. No practice. No time, no practice. No separation. You have no time to think, no concept. So don't touch any concept then. Even concept I, don't touch. This is my sweetest teaching. Don't touch anything then. And is there any separation then between that which is and you? Is there any you or that which is? Your mind is going to do everything to say rubbish is rubbish, and no, it's not the genuine teaching and everything.
I'm already home, Baba.
Huh?
I'm already home.
Yes, I am already home. You want to be more home? And seriously, because I have to ask you, you're one of the last questions coming, so I don't want it to be just some fluffy little idea, you're home. Does the question, how to deepen in this more, is it alive in this moment?
It's irrelevant right now.
It is irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Yes,
There's
irrelevant.
no relevant, sorry.
Yes.
Getting tongue-tied.
Is this just some psychological trick? Is it genuine, what you are speaking? Is it genuine?
You know, the words of Ramana kept coming to me. The only difference between me and you is that I know I'm the self. I don't have a belief that I'm not the self.
Yes.
So it's just a belief. that stands in the way.
Very good. Then what is to be done then?
Pardon?
What is to be done then?
Accept the truth. I am the truth. We all are. Only truth is, nothing else is.
Be
La
careful
ilaha
now,
illallah.
careful now, careful.
Sorry.
Don't say too much, don't say too much. If you have come to the unchanging, then you will see the changing very clearly. You will not fight with it. You will simply observe and a sea of sensations arising, and if there is actions and reactions and interactions taking place with this body, that is also just free and moving in a kind of spontaneity. There is no disturbance to what is. It underlies all the movements. It underlies movement and non-movement. Can this fade? Meaning that it's fine when I'm here with you, I'm in this room, but when I go out, is that relevant? When I go out and I'm in the rickshaw and it's all that smoky, and then this is gone. Is it true? Is it true? Are you more it last thing at night or first thing in the morning? Do you start fading about 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Is any of this true? I came here for you. Whatever difficult you perceive, it's only imagined. And it will come again, because we are accustomed to a certain behavior of our minds and so on, certain conditioning keep seemingly repeat themselves, but they have nothing to do with this actually. And yet, at the same time, there is a sense of yourself as a living being who needs to go to work and to do things. I have not said anything is wrong with that. Go and do this. But you will know that this arises from this. And it will be even more beautiful because you are never separated from this. You are one with this. This is your active expression arising from your non-active core. It makes a huge difference from the sense of somebody doing this thing and I'm going to get in trouble if I'm late and this belief which is so heavy. If it was not for our ego, we'd all get along quite well. We may experience some difference, but it would not last. You experience even anger, you may experience, but it would not last, it would not grow. It wouldn't embed itself in your consciousness. Everything might be there, but you were so light. You would not be a burden for anybody. And we would enjoy to communicate with each other because light is flowing with light. The egoic identity brings such heaviness and labor. I have to do this, I've got to try and be this and so and so. And this heaviness, it's very contagious. all our societies are burdened with this heaviness. The ego is the heaviest thing in the world. It's heavier than any mountain. But yourself is weightless. Here is a chance to discover this. We're not in classroom. I'm not a lecturer. I'm only pointing to what you must see and confirm. See and confirm. See and confirm. See and confirm. Such joy is coming, such lightness. Your mind will change in a little while. It will come with some new ideas. Will it make any difference to this? The mind has changed. Now it's coming with lots of strong impressions. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means mind has changed and it's coming with some strong impressions. For who? Who suffers them? Still the sense of ourself as a historical being feels impacted upon by that. Then you must look with your deeper eyes and clean yourself. Just that. I think we're done.
Come up, Baba.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I went out last night and I had some spicy food. Samba and rice. And my tummy is a little bit samberish today. And it may be affecting my mood. I'm feeling, I need someone to blow up in this place.
This has to be my last life in suffering.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Papa.
Yes. It's good.
Yes, not even to go back to England.
Yes.
I'm here 2 months and I just want to enter into the silence.
Yes.
Give me your blessing, please.
You have it. Who is someone, just someone who really has something they want to really strongly share? No stories too much, please. Just got straight to the point. Who is it will come? Yeah.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
It's very nice not to be here sometimes as old me.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love you with all my years, or through my years, or with my years too. I mean, or even I don't want to figure out how I love you, but I really do, and it's because you give us that. Really sweet truth, and it really gets sweeter, like a fruit or a candy that you put into the mouth of each one, and we don't even have to chew, it's only swallow. And this is love. This is really love, and yeah, I have many things to say actually, but yeah, there are some concepts actually that are seeming to.
I'm going to talk with you another time about this. I'll talk with you another time about this. Unless you are really straight now, straight in. Yeah.
Well, what really is burning is that I developed. I'm practicing inquiry, and inquiry is bringing to awareness, and awareness is sometimes some concepts arise inside of awareness that are really helping to somehow to get back to it, and but it's getting to some point, actually to some.
Yes,
some
it is simpler
certain
than
point.
yes, it is simpler than that, because even if some thoughts come, some concepts come to help you to return to awareness, that is also perceived in the awareness. There is not. It is quite simple. You're always in the awareness. You're always the awareness, not even in it. What's in it is maybe the idea we have of ourselves is sort of like also very much a part of its expression. But the awareness that I speak of and where I speak from, these words are also arising in front of it and out of it. And they come from emptiness. And they bring all things into emptiness, into silence. And that's pure seeing. I have found it's good for everything. For everything. For everything, that silence, being the source, is good for everything, in every situation. In every situation, it is there, Even situation I'm not so concerned about. I am not in any situation.
Yes, it seems like that inner seeing or pure looking is even more important than awareness, because when we try
without
to be
awareness,
aware,
they cannot be looking. Without awareness, they cannot be looking.
But if
They
we try
cannot
to be awareness, then somehow the mind is
Yes,
involving in the
but
process.
that's because you are already awareness. And something is trying with this idea, I'm trying to be awareness. But you're already the awareness. But in order to say, I'm trying to be the awareness, you must pick up some shape. And then you say, now I'm trying to be shapeless. If you are no shape, awareness is no shape, there's nothing there to go into anything. Because something goes back to shape. Something takes up the shape of a person again, then you want to deperson yourself. You want to get rid of the person, because the person is a nuisance at this stage. So it is seeing, but no, that's again coming into cloudy consciousness again. But that cloudy consciousness is sort of seen, and the consciousness knows what to do with cloudy consciousness. It just forget about it. It doesn't identify with cloudy consciousness and goes, how can I get back to uncloudy consciousness? It doesn't do that.
Yes, but what if we don't? I understand there is no technique or something, but what if we do identify with that pure looking? Because it's if we then we become it,
Yes, pure looking. Please understand this. Pure looking is not like I'm looking at the back. I can't see who's there, and I get some eye drops, and I put my hand, and now pure looking. I can see what's there. That's not what pure looking is.
No, inner looking. I mean inner seeing.
Still the same way. Pure looking is not to see an object. Pure looking is not to meet an object. Pure looking is pure subjectivity.
It's like
it's clear of conceptual noise. Everything is it. That's what it means, clear seeing. It does not see other in such a tight way. Other is just functioning consciousness and the way in which we're interacting and can somehow experience the sense of I and other. But it knows that underneath this, it is the unified field of consciousness. It's only expressing as diversity, but the diversity is not a stable fact. It is just a sensation. You know this. You know it. You come to know it more and more clearly. That means unconfused. unbiased. The consciousness is just like a field of being. And that field of being is also perceived in the Absolute. Each time I'm quick to want to tell you how it feels in the body. Because it sounds all these words, consciousness and Brahman and, and then, wow, 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 wow. But here, nothing. Yes, nothing. I'm going to come off maybe soon, and I go and have some coconut water. I want some coconut water. Yeah. It's just that. Now we are here, and somehow, if there's an urge in you to find, then that urge arises here to respond. But after a while, I must leave this, and you must also leave the chattering mind, and use what you have heard, because it comes from the source, and just drop inside yourself with it. Keep looking. What is he pointing to? Why is he speaking so much about that root consciousness? He said everything must return to the root consciousness. Your attention first. You are at the root already, but you don't see it because you take up the identity of the seeker. And the seeker is on a journey. It is a sort of like a reference. It is phenomenal. It is not the truth yet. It is just the activity of consciousness playing as Maya. You see? In other paths, you will not hear this so much because other paths include the ego. And so the ego is doing the thing and getting along and being much better and being a good meditator and so on. Whereas here we're looking and saying, but it's not needed. I am already here. You see? What is the pitfall about this path is that sometimes you think you've got it just intellectually, but then your person is still living and getting up to a lot of mischief. But really when you've got it, so to speak, then the person begin to, its power is weak, and after a while it just, whatever is happening, it's only the consciousness, the universal consciousness is doing. Not the person. You cannot be awake and keep the person alive for very long. Otherwise, it's going to bring the consciousness back again into the field of personhood. It must now, once you've understood in your heart, you must use all your energy to slay, to kill that egoic reference. And it will be easy for you. It will get easier and easier. But we still want to keep the ego because we are afraid that maybe if we give the ego up and it's lost, then the thing that you're going to get is worse or not as good. And so you want to tie a rope around yourself, tie it to the ego tree, and then go into the cave of the self. And just in case, oh my God, no, you can pull yourself back up to go back to ego. And this is not truthful. The grace must be already be preparing your heart, for the darshan of the self. It cannot just be merely your head. You must have felt something. Grace must kiss you and leave its fragrance, its magicality in you. And then you start to be a little bit divine crazy. And then you just, I get him. You see? If you're too cool and intellectual about it, you will not move. Once you have that kiss, then your divine romance has started. Yeah? People start to think sometimes you're a bit of a nutcase or something. Because you have this love where you start to cry and laugh and laugh and cry. I said, why are you behaving like that? I'm not behaving, not wanting. And then soon, the old references will be not so strong for you. You're in a new field, a new season. You're more bright in your being, more love. More beings want to be near you who feel this. You're in higher company. You're moving out of the squat. You're moving now in the state above the mind. it feels very different. Life becomes sweet, nice. But you're not attached to even nice life. Can I need to say more than that? Eh? You are that thing itself. That's why I'm here every day. I'm saying, pointing to the same thing. The one thing we need. The one thing, the one medicine for everything. The one key for every lock. Yes. Open this door, and who is there? Your own self.
Can I answer your question about can the seer be seen in some conceptual way?
Okay,
you know, it seems like it can be seen only by some kind of, I can speak from my experience that by some kind of continuous, it must be some continuous seeing that can be all the time there. Yes. And so we have to just drop our old scene basically, because it's quickly becomes contaminated with concepts, ideas, and so on. So it's it would mean like be in the present moment, and it's like
yes, but who is going to do it? Who can be in the present moment by effort? Who can do it? I have not found anybody can do it. Jesus Christ couldn't do it. Buddha could not do it. Krishna cannot do it. Put in that way, nobody can do it, and you will not be able to do it. You have taken on a very big job to be in the present moment. Right, somebody goes, yeah, we're going out tonight. Oh, God, start again. How you can do it? And then for eternity, oh my God. You can't have any friends. You can't go and have a pizza. You cannot do anything because you're too present moment. And you will fail again and again and again. It doesn't mean that. What happens is that as you bring your attention, it begins to confirm you are that. Not as a voice in you are that. You start to say, wait a second. The effort to be that is seen now. By what is it seen? This one you cannot find. And then maybe some laughter will come. There's nobody being present moment awareness. There's just awareness. I am that. Not belief. If that is taught, like you've got to be the present moment awareness, you will be so frustrated. You'll end up just doing something else, becoming an atheist or some other kind of thing. You'll just say, listen, this thing is completely crazy. Nobody can do it. At least you'd have learned that. Nobody can do it. You must find you are it. You cannot just believe you're it. Believe you're it is good, but it's not finished at belief. It must somehow detonate that this duality is finished in the core. It cannot be duality in the core. Duality is the expression. In the core, it cannot be the duality. You see? I'm saving you a lot of wasted time. When you're it, I don't have to remember I'm it. Suppose your name is George. When you wake up in the morning, you have to stop for a minute and think, am I Jeffrey or Maximilian? Jennifer? No. George. George! I am George, I am George, I am George, I am George. I am George, I'm George, I'm George. And then you go out. Somebody says, Patrick? No, that's not George. No, once you, even that, you're not born with the name George. But once you have embraced the name in your heart, you can't forget it. How much more can you forget the consciousness that makes it possible for you to remember the name George? You are that, you are that, you are that completely. But then a concept came that you are not that yet. You must find that. And then came separation. And now you must try and find George. You must try and find consciousness. And then you're trying to look, using consciousness to try and find consciousness while being a person. It is totally impossible. Thankfully. Suppose we all had to do that. Suppose we all had to stay present moment awareness. It's just not, it's ridiculous. It's the most, that would be hell. Nobody can do it.
Can I share something? Sometimes.
We ever talked before, no?
Yeah, a year ago. Yeah.
I remember this type of conversation. We're not going anywhere, actually. We're not going to go anywhere. After 1 year, still not talking.
I really, my ears, are more, like.
Yes.
Full of
okay,
love.
Look, let's have a break. It's true, let's have a break. Why not we have an eternal break? Why not have an eternal break? Not an eternal breakdown, an eternal break. Is it possible? You see? Because you're going to kill me. I'm struggling already. Even Papa G is a bit tired of it. Yes. You're still there? You're still there? Have some music? Thank you. You know, you should never leave the room until your teacher leaves, you know that? Very nice.
This is a song that many of you heard before. It's a popular song. And today we're singing it not just as two beings, but as one singing to the beloved in all of our hearts. So.
My darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly. And time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed, your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lonely rivers sigh, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time, and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed, your love to me.